There may not be practice today for the Denver Broncos, as the team is traveling to the Bay Area for their first joint session with the San Francisco 49ers, but don't be mistaken, Broncos country, there's plenty to talk about from the final day of training camp before this showdown. Let's dive into the latest updates straight from Dove Valley, real, raw, and relevant football talk for the die-hard fans who live and breathe orange and blue. Before we break down what happened on the field, a quick look at some roster notes. A few veterans took their expected rest days, a normal part of training camp across the league. Among those sitting out were running back J.K. Dobbins, defensive lineman Malcolm Roach, and wide receiver Trent Sherfield. No injuries, just smart load management as the Broncos gear up for the grind ahead. But the real focus? The momentum building in Denver. You can feel it. This team is hungry. This team is building something. And as we head into joint practices with the Niners, the intensity only rises. Iron sharpens iron, and this matchup could reveal a lot about where the Broncos stand. Stay locked in, because this season isn't just about improvement, it's about redemption. And it starts now. Let's talk injuries. Thankfully, there's not much bad news to report. Wide receiver A.T. Perry remains on the PUP list. That's not new. But the bigger concern is linebacker Drew Sanders. He went down early in training camp with a foot injury and is expected to be sidelined for about 4 to 6 weeks. Realistically, he could return by week 3 or week 4, possibly against the Chargers or Bengals. His presence will be missed, but the hope is he'll come back ready to make an impact. Now onto something far more encouraging. The offense came alive in 7-on-7 drills. And this wasn't just one person's observation. Multiple Broncos insiders took note. Ryan Edwards specifically pointed out how sharp the unit looked during red zone work. Bo Nix was locked in. On the very first snap, he zipped a strike to Devon Veal for a touchdown. Moments later, he nearly connected with Troy Franklin on another scoring play. Franklin couldn't quite stay in bounds, but the throw itself was elite. Why is this such a big deal? Because last season, Bo Nix struggled inside the 20. The red zone was his battleground, and he took his lumps early. But now, we're seeing growth, maturity, command. The red zone is where great quarterbacks are made. Just like a golfer can crush drives off the tee, it's the short game that sets the elite apart. For quarterbacks, that short game is red zone execution, timing, precision, touch. And right now, Bo Nix looks like a quarterback who's learning how to finish drives, not just start them. This is exactly the kind of progress Broncos fans have been waiting for. Let's move to one of the most exciting storylines coming out of Broncos training camp. Troy Franklin is turning heads. Offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi spoke about Franklin recently, and what he said confirms what we've been seeing every day at camp. According to Lombardi, Franklin is not only faster, but he's expanded his route tree, grown more versatile, and even started working out of the slot. Simply put, this is a whole new version of Troy Franklin. The chemistry between Bo Nix and Franklin is undeniable. Lombardi noted that the two have a natural connection, built on experience and timing. Bo knows exactly where Troy is going to be, and that trust is showing up on the field. Franklin's confidence within the system has allowed him to play fast, fluid, and free. And Bo thrives when his receivers know the playbook inside and out. Let's be honest, just months ago, people were questioning whether Troy Franklin would even make the roster as a WR4 or WR5. Now, he's pushing hard for the WR2 spot. And based on his camp performance, he deserves to be in that conversation. No other player, offense or defense, has had a more dominant training camp. Coaches are talking. Teammates are talking. The media can't stop talking. His improvement is obvious. His sharp cuts, his polished footwork, and his ability to track the football have all leveled up. Troy Franklin isn't just making noise. He's making his case to become a major weapon in Denver's offense. The connection between Bo Nix and Troy Franklin just keeps getting stronger, and with every rep, Franklin looks more and more like Denver's next WR2. I've said it already, and I'll say it again. Troy Franklin has had the best training camp of any Bronco so far. Offense or defense, it's not even close. But I want to hear from you. Who do you think has stood out the most at camp? Sound off in the comments below. Let's talk football. Now let's shift into another key takeaway from camp, because what's happening in Denver isn't just exciting, it's starting to feel real. We're seeing growth, discipline, chemistry. We're watching a young core take shape, and that's what great teams are built on. Let's talk about a voice we haven't heard enough from this camp, defensive coordinator Vance Joseph. While much of the spotlight has been on Sean Payton, Joseph is laser-focused on one thing: consistency. Yes, the Broncos' defense has serious talent. Yes, they've shown flashes of dominance. But Joseph isn't satisfied with highlights. He wants this unit to be elite every single snap. He laid it out clearly. The next step is avoiding those awkward big plays, those momentum-killing drives. If you want to be a top-tier defense in this league, it comes down to consistency. Depth, discipline, dominance, quarter by quarter, week after week. That's the standard being set in Denver. Not good, not great, relentless. And there's one name rising fast: Kris Abrams-Draine. He's having a phenomenal camp. Whether it's in coverage, ball tracking, or intensity, this guy is making his case loud and clear. The message from Joseph is simple: if you're going to wear this jersey, you bring it every down. No excuses, no let-ups, just pure, unshakable commitment. That's how you build a defense that doesn't just compete, but controls the game. Kris Abrams-Draine's breakout camp is no accident. It's a direct result of Vance Joseph's aggressive defensive philosophy. Joseph wants every level of the defense, line, edge, linebackers, and secondary playing fast, fearless, and physical. And that's exactly what Abrams-Draine is delivering. He's jumping routes, making fearless plays on the ball, and throwing his body into contested catches to break up passes. That's the kind of mindset that earns not just a roster spot, but real playing time. What we're seeing in Denver is a defensive identity coming into focus. There's a new energy and urgency, not just to be good, but to be great from the opening snap of the season. The goal is clear: be the #1 defense in the NFL and never let that title go. Veterans and rookies alike are buying in. The mentality? No mercy, no mistakes, just domination. This isn't just a unit trying to prove something. It's a defense ready to dictate the game. Let's close with a headline that should have every Broncos fan fired up. HARVEY is taking RB1 reps, and he's making them count. With J.K. Dobbins sitting out, HARVEY stepped in and wasted no time showing just how explosive he can be. He's not just filling in, he's flashing in a big way. And this isn't coming out of nowhere. Before the draft, Sean Payton spoke highly of HARVEY's skill set, calling his tape wow-worthy, filled with explosive plays and raw athleticism. Fast forward to camp, and he's proving every word true. On one particular run, HARVEY made such a statement that reportedly the entire coaching staff just turned to each other in awe. That kind of moment sticks. Now, ESPN's early depth chart lists HARVEY as the starter, but let's be real. This isn't a traditional depth chart situation. Payton's offense doesn't operate with one clear lead back. If they're under center, you might see Dobbins. In shotgun, HARVEY could be the guy. It's a dynamic rotation tailored to scheme and skill set. The takeaway: HARVEY is ready. Whether he's the primary back or part of a dual threat system, he's earned his role, and he's showing the potential to be a real weapon in this offense. The backfield in Denver just got a lot more dangerous. For now, the backfield projection looks like this: J.K. Dobbins as RB1, HARVEY right behind him as RB2, and then a tight battle for the third spot between Audric Estime and Jaleel McLaughlin. But let's be honest, this depth chart is far from locked in. Preseason performance will determine everything. And that's exactly how Sean Payton wants it. He's made it clear: every player will see the field during preseason, starters included. That means competition will be real, intense, and earned, not given. The opportunity is there for anyone ready to seize it. The Broncos aren't just building a team, they're building accountability, a culture of performance. And when Saturday comes and those lights come on, it'll be time to find out who's ready to rise.